What's going on, guys? Welcome to For the Fans. I'm Kevin, and I'm here with the 5 p.m. CJ and special guest Sheldon. What's going on, Sheldon?
Yeah, I'm great. I think I'm an honorary 5 p.m.er because I stop by every once in a while.
This is true. This is true. He does pop in from time to time. It's good to see Sheldon on a Monday.
Yep.
It's nice. It's nice. No Shantae this week, but we're gonna go on without her. Um, Before we get started, though, remember subscribe for your chance to win a signed Golden Power Vino signed by James Ryan. When we get to 250 subscribers, we will be giving that away. So go ahead and get signed. Everyone will be eligible. So go ahead and subscribe. Okay, so it's been an interesting week, guys. We're coming off the double eviction. CJ, what were your thoughts on the double?
I mean, it went according to plan. They were going to get rid of Cameron. They wanted to get rid of Jared. I think the funniest thing was that Blue wanted to be the one that take the shot at Jared, and she couldn't. And then she was mad that she had to sit next to him.
I don't believe that.
I think she wanted to take the shot for views, you know what I'm saying? For clicks.
Yeah.
But not really. She didn't really want to do it. And cause she talked about doing it later, and she's shocked that it happened when it happened. So I think it was all for
But
she wanted to take a shot. She didn't want to take the shot. Come on. But she would never have gone against Jared. Never.
I think she was more upset that she had to sit next to him than the fact that he went home.
Interesting. I think it's more so that he went home now.
Yeah.
Because let's be honest, right? I'm sure she's thinking that we'll be able to hang out in the jury house. If he goes a little bit later, like you said, I want to be the one to take the shot because that's iconic. No one takes out their showmans.
Yeah.
So I want to be the one to do it. And I know we were talking about it, but we didn't really mean it. You know what I'm saying? That's how she was behaving. Is that yeah, we brought it up, but did we mean it though? And they're like, yeah, no, we meant it though. And she's like,
yeah.
But and then
I must say, I love that episode. It was a fantastic episode of Big Brother. It was a great double eviction. And although you're right, CJ, it went as planned in terms of what the people in the house were going to do. And it went as planned as I think everybody outside of the house who's watching probably predicted was going to happen. I think what was, the most interesting part of it is that I don't think Sari saw it coming.
She didn't.
And I don't think that Jared's
I'm gonna put you off right there, Sheldon, because Sari did not see it coming. Because every time she thought she saw it coming, Jared, as a terrible ally, was like, "Nah, it's not happening."
Yeah, Jared's hubris caught up to him because he thought he was fine, especially because the house wanted Cameron gone, so he didn't have a whiff of, people are going to try to pay me back this week because I took out Cameron, not knowing that they were already pissed off at him. And if he hadn't won HOH that week, he would have been sitting
gone there.
Cameron.
Yeah.
But you see, I have to say that I don't want to shit on Sari. I really don't. But I will a little bit because she knows her son. And Kylie said this on our episode on Friday. She does have a blind spot. She truly does have a Jared blind spot. And part of the reason that I've been arguing Jared needs to be in the house because he's a little bit of a meat shield for Sari. That's been a little bit of my argument. But, she is really fully blinded by him. And the longer he's there, the less she could play her own game.
Well,
but parents are generally blinded by their kids anyway.
Yeah, but she's not just a parent; she's Sari Fields.
But it's not like she was going to ever do anything against her son. The biggest problem, and the thing that I think a lot of people miss, is that Jared is terrible. And the reason that's important,
nobody misses this guy.
But the reason this is crucial is because he's doesn't give Sari all the stuff. He doesn't give her the tools. He's like, we need to build this. We need to build this boat. But I don't have any nails. But the nails are behind his back. And it's why are you not giving her the nails to build the boat? Because I don't know. And it's that's a terrible reason. And what I mean by he's terrible is he's not telling her all the information. CJ Sheldon, last week on the feeds, she was sussing out that they were in trouble. And she would be like, I think we're in trouble. And he's like, nah. We're not.
Why is she listening to him?
Because she has she has no one else she can trust 100%. She would think, but it's crazy.
Yeah, but unless there's
100%.
Yeah, but unless there's factual information, just him saying, "Now we're good," it's the gut. Like, she knows her son. The gut's not that good.
But like, if you jump ahead, Jared is yelling at Blue for not telling him. Blue had been hinting at it. His mom had been trying to tell him. He just didn't want to listen.
He just doesn't listen. And I think CJ hit the nail on the head. It's his hubris. He thinks that he's fine. And whatever he thinks he's saying is like, it's fine. I'm not worried about it. The amount of times this man has said he's not worried about Corey in America because they cannot win competitions is ridiculous.
I'll say also the fact that like he thinks that Corey wouldn't get rid of him after that blow up because him and Corey are still cool. But how are Corey and him still cool when you had just been treating Corey like shit for a week?
Why did you think it was okay to blow up on him because you were not concerned about him winning competitions? You were like, it's fine that I blow up on him because he can't win a comp anyway. What do you mean? Like, what is this?
But listen, that's a clear blind spot for her. And
of course, her child is a blind spot.
Yeah, but I'm sorry, she's also playing a game, right? Like this is a very weird situation, guys. Like he is completely a blind spot, and
Sheldon,
he needs out of the house for her to actually bring home the cash.
Big Brother 8. Danielle sat next to Dick on the block.
Yeah.
Dick won the power veto, took down his daughter who he hadn't spoken to in 2 years.
Yes.
He took her down and stayed on the block and then made as much of a mess to make sure he was the one to go home over her, and he hadn't spoke to her in 2 years. The child is always the blind spot for the parent.
But it's more than that. I'm not saying the blind spot is not in the sense of doing something to vote him out. That's not the blind spot. The blind spot is understanding his inadequacies and then maneuvering within the game based on those inadequacies. How does she create other relationships? How does she do other things so that he's also not targeted?
But Sheldon, that's the biggest problem here, is that because he lies to her, she doesn't realize where he's failing because...
So, just to be clear, is he lying or is he not telling the truth? Like, that's very different.
He's lying.
There's no difference in his mind, and that's the bigger problem.
In this situation, they're the same.
No, but I mean, is he bringing her faulty information or is he not bringing her any information? Because if he's bringing faulty information, then that's just ridiculous. But if he's not her faulty information, he's an idiot, and she's an idiot for not realizing that too.
He also thinks lying and omitting information are the same thing, which they're not. He thinks it is, though.
So certainly, well, whenever he does something bad, it's okay. When she does something, when Blue does something bad, it's, baby, how'd you do that to me? Like what?
Well, I mean, same thing with Corey. He blew up at Corey for lying, but he had been lying, got caught in a lie.
Yeah. Yeah.
And Corey never lied to him. Corey just didn't tell him everything.
Look, I do think
that he also didn't do.
Fair is fair, and the truth is that how do you make a game harder for Sari, for one of the best players? Put her son in the house. like honestly, that's it. Put her son in the house.
You add her terrible son. And the reason I keep harping on him being bad is because if he were to tell her all of the things, everything that's happening, they could work together and suss the things out. But instead, he's decided he's going to take these on for himself. We're going to get into the episode itself, but I mean, one example, as we know, he told Blue that Sari is his mom. At this point, at 5:50 Big Brother time on September 25th, he is gaslighting his mom into thinking, he's trying to get her to believe that Blue might know because either A, Izzy told her, or Sari slipped herself. This is what he's still trying to do, and he is in the house as a zombie. He's not even in the game anymore, and he's still trying to convince her that maybe Blue is catching on.
This question, since I'm not a live feeder, does he have any idea that he has no chance of getting back into this house?
He believes he has a slim one, and he does have a slim one.
He has a 20% chance, right? He's not getting back into this house.
No, it's based on what happens in this competition, right? And the reason it's based on what happens in the competition is, as you saw, and we're gonna go through the whole episode.
But we know that Cameron's gonna compete, and we know Cameron's gonna do the puzzle or whatever the heck.
That's the thing, though. If Cameron fails, then Jared's back in.
He's not gonna fail.
He probably won't. I don't think it's like a 50-50 shot. I think it's very small. But he's pretending like he still could have a chance.
Tell your mother everything, or you go to.
I don't know why he hasn't.
Tell them the absolute truth, and you won't get expelled. It's
not even that. It's like if you just tell your mother everything, it'll set her up for the rest of the game,
and she'll make you feel better.
It's like it's so wild to me, and that's why this is crazy because, you're saying it's a blind spot, but it's not. It's her child, so I don't feel like it's a blind. She knows that she trusts her son implicitly. The biggest problem is this idiot doesn't trust his mom to tell her everything. Like that's the biggest part. That's the problem. And he said,
I don't think that's it.
I think it is.
I don't think it's trust at all. I think it's macho 25-year-old who wants to be a bigger man than the woman his mother is. I think he just thinks he's better than Suri. Like I truly think
then it goes back to hubris, which is what I've been saying.
Yes, that's all it is. I don't think it's trust. He trusts his mother. Like I don't think it's trust. He just thinks he's better than anybody fucking thinks he is. Excuse me.
Like, the thing is, though, I don't think that is just the trust, the hubris, and the reason I say that is because when it comes to the trust, like he's lying about. Let's take back when Heisa was coming for him, right? He knows that Heisa had a conversation about still coming for the mamas. He didn't tell her that. She's like, you have to tell me these things because we're talking about keeping Heisa, and you're saying maybe we shouldn't. Why didn't you just say I spoke to Heisa and Heisa said we were coming for you guys still? I can't trust you guys.
I don't understand the choices.
Yes.
And, like why, like he told the Felicia story about a final two, but he didn't like why that is what I don't understand.
Yes.
And it seems to be the stuff that he thinks his mother's going to be upset at him about. He doesn't tell her because he's, I don't know, scared of her, like ashamed.
Well, his mom, of course. But but
that's crazy. You're playing a game.
Yeah, even if you're scared of her, you're playing a game. You need her help. You guys are working together. She's already made it clear
it's Suri Fields. I'm playing with this woman until I'm ready to vote her out, and hopefully she won't do it before me.
That's even crazier because you're right. It's Suri, and he has talked about how good she is. Why are you not using that to your advantage instead of giving her bad intel?
And so, I'm sorry, CJ, I know you probably want to get in, but to me, it's all about this is a 25-year-old boy. That's it. He is a 25-year-old boy. He is not a grown-ass man. That's it.
He's just... If you watched your mom play these games your entire life, which is about where we are now, and she's good at them, she makes it far every time. Why don't you just defer? I'm going to give you all the information. I'm going to line it up real nice, and then I'm going to let you pick a lane for me, and then I'm going to go do it.
Yeah.
Is it sort of like the George Foreman kids that are all called George Foreman, and they all have to live up to being George Foreman, so they do their hardest? Like,
I don't think so, because in this situation, she has come in there and said, I want to help you win.
Yeah.
And so
she won't give up her game for him. And that's the saddest thing for me.
It's like a spotter and a sniper. So like Suri is like Jared's supposed to be the spotter and Suri would be the sniper. And then Jared's like, yeah, but I'm not going to tell you that dude's over there in the trees looking at us. We can just take us out.
And then when they shoot, how did you not see him?
Well, I saw him, but I just didn't think it was important.
Well, no. Jared says to Suri, how did you not see him? And she said, I looked over there and I said, is there someone to my right? And you said, nah.
Yeah.
And then she's like, no, I told you, and you didn't hear me.
So here's the other thing. Like I haven't played a real game, obviously, but I've played online reality games. I played orgs. And when Kevin, we played a game together, you knew absolutely every conversation I had and didn't have. Why? Because I know I could trust Kevin like he won't fuck me over and I won't screw him over ever. And so if he has all the information and he gives me we have more information than anybody else.
And that's why
makes logical sense.
All the info.
It just makes logical sense. Get the information all out from both sides.
And which is why it's like Suri, and that's the hard part of that. That's why I want to before we get like you said before you get in the episode, that's why I wanted to touch on this because you said it's a blind spot. She thinks she's getting all the information from him because she's sharing everything with him as a team would.
Okay, but hold on. If she continues doing what she continued thinking that she was giving him all that information, and she doesn't change her behavior this week or next week, if he magically somehow gets into the house, then it's her fault. It becomes her fault.
She doesn't know that she doesn't have all the information.
I'm sorry, she now knows she doesn't have all the information after a week where they all went behind his back and like it's like she should know everything by now. She's alone in this house.
What what it comes down to is like, does Jared not understand that information is currency in the house?
No.
Especially after people has used his information against him.
Yeah.
How do you still trust those people?
You would think.
What makes you think that you have our back? He should have known he was in trouble when Izzy went.
Yes.
Well, but that's the other part. They put so much trust into their belief that Cameron's the bad guy. Right? They didn't understand that last week was not a Cameron week.
So let's get into it because we get the recap of the double eviction, right? One of my favorite episodes is always the episode after the double because then it lets you see the stuff you didn't see because the stuff goes so fast. So we get into the episode and we have Corey as the narrator talking about,
of course,
basically what has happened to get us to here at this point.
Corey's awesome. Corey is such a good player. He's so smart. He's quality content for television.
The only thing I don't like about Corey is they started in Suri. That's the only thing.
No, I'm okay with that.
Other than that, everything
the horrible mustache has got to go.
No, man, the mustache makes him look older. That's what he needs to do if he's trying to date America. That is it.
How old is the United States of America?
27.
I feel like America would tell him it looks bad.
She's the one that told him to grow it.
That's awful. Yeah, she's trying to keep him for herself. She's like, no woman will want you if you grow that.
Yeah, but guys, I'm sorry. Maybe this is not a relationship that's going to work. He's in school. She is not. She is significantly older. Like, this is not.
She's 27. He's 22. That's 5 years.
That's 5 years. That's a long time.
She turned 27 in the house.
He's an immature 22. They're not lasting. I'm sorry.
I don't know.
They're lasting. She's an immature 27.
No, she's not.
Here's the thing. Okay, so Corey's the narrator, and he breaks down what happened in the double. So Cameron goes home, which is as planned. And now, CJ, you said that was a bad move. The reason it was a bad move is because Jared is foolish. But it was the right move for what Jared believed. And I say what believed it because Cameron had made it clear he was coming for his mom and Mama Felicia.
Yes.
He had made that was clear to him because he said it himself. So eliminating the threat to his mother is the right move unless things have changed.
It is right move, but what Jared needed to do was have a sit-down powwow with Cameron and be like, look, I know you want to get rid of them, but you're persona non grata, and these are the only people I'm working with. All of us can work together to take down the other side of the house because as far as they're concerned, you're public enemy number 1 and I'm public enemy number 2.
CJ, that's something that you say if you're having a successful HOH. But if you have one where you think you know everything and you go in there doing what you want, you first put up Izzy and Felicia, and then you tell the person closest to Suri that you want to backdoor Suri. Then, if you're also having an unsuccessful HOH, you then go and think you know what you're doing over there, and you set up your two biggest people that turn the whole house against you, and all for a backdoor of a guy that you probably could pull in because he's also a lone wolf. Those are the things you do if you have successful HOHs, but those are the people you're dealing with.
And you see it in this episode, which jumping ahead, but Corey talks about how, I'd rather have Cameron come back to Jared because I can work with Cameron.
Yeah, because I'm not the one that did this to Cameron. Yeah. Unfortunately, we'll talk in the spoiler section. He can't really work with Cameron either. We'll talk about that in the spoiler section.
And also, Cameron's alone.
Yes.
Exactly.
Yes.
Why can't he work with Cameron? Is it?
I'll talk about that later.
Situation?
We'll talk about that later. So,
spoilers, bring him on.
We're gonna get to him soon. We get we get them still in the house, and one of my biggest concerns was that in that time gap, that Suri would tell her biggest secret early, because in my opinion, the moment Jared is gone, Suri should do that.
Why?
But because she should tell Felicia and Mimi, because that'll bring them right back into her.
Because you're explaining why you've been playing psychotically for someone who isn't a part of your core.
Correct.
And you're throwing away your game to save him. If you say, well, that was my son, that's why I was throwing away my game, they go, that makes all the sense in the world.
Everything makes so much sense.
And because what you've been doing is crazy. And I know you're a better player than that.
Correct. And as we are going to see, we're going to talk about it during Felicia's fight with him. But this is I'll explain why I think this is the gameplay for Suri, the game move for Suri. So we get a transmission as everyone's gone. We know that Cameron's gone. Jared picked Matt to play in the veto for him because he didn't want his mom to feel a certain type of way. Before that, we see Blue talk to Corey, and Corey asks Blue, if you don't go on the block, are you going to use the veto to take down Jared? She says, yeah. And he says, cool. So I'm going to put you on the block next to Jared. Yeah. Then she's like, nah, I wouldn't do that. He's like, right. Yeah, like, sure. Okay, let me ask everybody else. Goes through, America gives him a little smooch and says, cool, we're going to put Blue and Jared next to each other. We're taking a shot at Jared. I actually like the shot being taken at Jared here because I was always afraid of Suri going home in a double. And she's able to get past that here.
Because it saves Suri?
100%. I want Suri to win this game. I've said this from the moment she turned around in the house.
I like the shot because it's somebody that needs to go and somebody who can win challenges.
Yeah, I mean, that's the smart move for the people in the house. It's a smart move for the people in the house. So they put up Jared on the block. He picks, he puts her next to Blue because you can't trust Blue. My favorite is when Blue tells Jared, you and Suri are going to go on the block, but you have the votes against Suri, so you're going to be fine. You're going to still be here. And I can't use the veto on you if I win it, but you're going to be okay. And he's like, why can't you use the veto? And she's like, because I promised I wouldn't. And he's like, but you could just lie.
You just lie? Yeah.
And she's like,
oh, yeah.
I could just lie.
That was an option?
Yeah.
Lying was an option in this house.
I didn't realize we could lie in here. Yeah, I could just lie. So, and to avoid her just lying portion, they put her on the block next to Jared. And she's a little pissed. She's a little angry about it. She's a little miffed. And I kind of get it. I kind of get why she didn't want to go on the block. But that's the smartest thing for them to do. It truly is, to make sure she can't use it.
100%.
So then we get the them pulling players, and we see that Jared got house guest choice, and he chose Matt, which is interesting because it's the right move.
No, it's not.
For what he thinks.
So it's the right move because he thinks Matt is still with him and his mom, but Matt wasn't. And he should have seen, when he should have known, like, ignoring everything else, he should have known Matt wasn't with him and his mom when Matt picked Suri to go against in the comp. Yeah. Look, that's when you clock it.
If he hadn't clocked it the whole week before.
Yeah.
I've been singing Matt's praises. I'm a little bit worried that Matt's been a little bit too good recently, and that might come to bite him at some point. But he is really killing this game. Like he's making the right move every single time. He is so likable, and somehow people are not yet thinking of him as a threat. And I don't know if that's just because there's a few bigger threats ahead of him. Jared, Cameron, Suri, maybe some more around. At some point, Corey will probably turn into one. But I don't know. He's magical. He's been magical this entire game.
I think Matt's benefiting from the fact that nobody sees him as a mastermind because they've been trying to target the masterminds early.
And I don't think I don't think he is a mastermind, but I do think he's not as dumb as the blondness maybe and the muscles maybe make him look. And I don't know, like move after move. It's like he's gone to Big Brother University or something, and he started off in first year. He was really green, and now he's in third year, and he's about to go to fourth.
Every year, you get like one person that gets in the house. Doesn't seem like they know the game that much, and then they learn on the fly.
Yeah.
And those are always some of the most fun players to watch.
Yeah.
Derek X was one of those players.
Yeah.
As famously, Paul is one of those players who like went in the house, didn't know was here to hang out, looked around a little bit and was like,
"Oh, I could do
so
this."
that's how you do this?
Yeah.
Okay. And then they like figure it out as they go. And it's always fun to watch one of those players move through and like pick it up as the game goes along.
I do see. It's so funny that Suri's in the house because I see a little bit of Suri in him. Like he is even though he's a physical threat, he is a social player. That is how he's like that relationship with Jared, that relationship with Suri, the relationship with other like he is extremely likable, and they don't see him as a threat at all. It's insane.
I don't know that they don't see him as I disagree that they don't see him as a threat. They know he's a threat, but he's my threat.
Well, yes.
And that's what they all feel like. He's my threat. Whereas Suri's not seen as a threat. They don't see Suri as a threat. Her track record is what makes her a threat. Her as a person, as an individual, she's a mom. She's very nice. She's caring. She's sweet. She talks to you. She's not threatening. Matt's physical appearance is threatening.
No, I mean the threat is a game player.
Yeah, Matt's physical appearance is threatening, and everyone knows that physical people are people that they want to get out. So his physique.
Yeah,
is threatening.
Which is what I'm a little concerned about. If maybe 3, when the next person finally leaves the house in a month or 2, like maybe he'll become the next threat. Like I'm worried about that.
It's not, because as we see when the zombies come back, so we get the veto competition. Matt wins it. He's not using the veto. He flies straight to Jared's face. Doesn't use the veto. Jared goes out the door. We get a transmission from Suri. Suri reads the car. She's reveling in it because she's like, fuck the rest of these guys. And she revels in it, reads the transmission, says that zombies are coming back, and it's going to be one of the 2 that just got evicted. And we see Cameron and Jared bust back in the house. I like this twist, and I only like it because with the battle back, giving them a chance to like integrate is a fantastic concept to me.
Yeah, because they may not necessarily be the first target when they get back in the house.
Correct. That's why I like it as an option. Also, with having the battle back, you had to figure out a way to fill these 100 days. And I'm sure I'll stand on this hill. I think there was an 18th player until Luke eliminated himself, and then they were like, well, we're gonna run with 15, which is why Kirsten still goes home. So I think she doesn't go home. I think you bring in an 18th player, that buys you another week right there. And then they probably always plan on doing this power thing, and that gives you the power thing. The America voted on power, and so then that buys you that second week. But they're like, we need something to figure this thing out, and they're like, well, we're gonna lose Cameron and Jared in the same week. So let's go ahead and set something up that one of them stays in the house.
You know what we need? We need an old challenge that we've used 17,000 times and a really ugly suit.
Yeah. Well, I like the variation on this challenge, but we find out that there's going to be zombies in the house. And sure enough, walking through the door is Cameron and Jared. Almost immediately, they have 2 different strategies of how they're going to stay in this house. Cameron says, I'm going to tell everybody, 8-0, everything's chill, baby. Everything is cool. We're good. I mean,
game recognized game.
Yeah, Cameron was funny all week when he was like saying things like, when he was saying things like, it's a real odd way to get rid of America. Like, this is, I mean, I'm going to trust the process, but it seems like a real, that's a roundabout way of doing it, but I get it. I get it. He was being funny knowing that he was going home all along. Jared never knew he was going home because, Jared didn't pay attention. And we get them coming back in the house, and Jared needs to get that back, figure out answers immediately.
Jared went on the Jag path. I'm like, where'd these 10 votes come from? I don't understand.
6-1. How did this happen? And it's one of the things that's just so interesting to me about all of this is that they pull Felicia into a room and Jared comes at her brand new. Like he comes at her as if he couldn't have seen this coming, even though, like she said, y'all were plotting my demise not but 10 days ago.
Yeah.
Like 7 days ago, I was going home. So why would you think that I wouldn't still be feeling some type of way about that?
I don't understand Jared's whole philosophy of like, let's let bygones be bygones unless you do me dirty.
Yes.
Like, it's a game until it happens to me. Then it's personal. And it's like, I don't understand like his hubris in the best when he thinks he's playing the best game, whatever. But like, people are in here making moves without you. You can't just sit everyone down and say, this is what we're doing. Now nobody else play the game.
Look, the only argument based on the Felicia conversation that I could give on Jared's side is that, look, they were in a tough position. It was Izzy or it was Felicia. And they chose Izzy, right? Like,
but Sheldon, they weren't in a tough position in Felicia's eyes.
I'm not disagreeing with that, but like I think that, and it's hard after Izzy's gone, and you need to keep Felicia in and reel her in and bring her back in.
But it's not hard.
But this is also alluding to what Kevin was saying earlier about
his poor HOH.
But this is when Suri needed to sit down Felicia and explain why she did what she did.
Well, not yet though, and that's what I wanted to get to before we get to that, Sheldon. That's the reason, like you say, it's not hard, is because when you're HOH, you're the person in power. Yeah. You should have taken all of that time to rectify all of this.
Listen, but you're talking about, okay, so one thing, we're talking about Jared.
Yeah.
The second thing, like, I'm sorry, a little bit of this blame needs to go on Suri too. I'm sorry. Like she needed to take that time as well and work on that relationship.
She did.
It didn't work, I guess.
No. She talked to Felicia. Okay, so going back into last week on feeds, she spoke to Felicia, worked things out with Felicia, talked to Jared, said I worked things out with Felicia, and we talked about maybe Corey, Jag, and America having a 3. Jared then talked to Blue and said Felicia said that they have a 3. Blue then talked to Jag. Jag talked to Corey. Corey went back to Felicia and said, I heard you're saying that we have a 3. And she's like, I didn't say that. Suri said that. She said, look, Suri's making up lies about you again. That was how that went. It was Suri doing the work. Jared's fucking it up. And which is why I said it always goes back to Jared, because the things you're trying to attribute to Suri knows how to fix stuff. And then Jared only knows how to break
evidently,
things.
She doesn't know how to fix her biggest problem, her son.
The person she birthed? You're right.
Yeah. She brought the wrong son into this house, okay? Isn't there another two or three with J names?
It's crazy because we're watching that fight, and it's Jared, it's Suri, it's Felicia, and it's Mimi in there.
Well, Blue's in there first, and then Blue leaves.
But when the 4 of them are in there, they're bringing up shit that I don't think Mimi knew, like the final 2s and everything. Yeah, and she's already like, everybody is outside the door listening to my main alliance scream at each other, which is not good for my game. But I also just realized that at best I'm number 4 in this group.
No, because she had the final 2 with Felicia now.
Well, now, but she didn't know this stuff before, and Felicia's not the one that volunteered it. So how much, like, it's got to break some trust there.
Well, it might. But where does she go now? Like
she's still the one she's rocking.
Strange position. Like I've been waiting for Mimi to emerge as this great game player. I think she actually might still. I really can't. I think she will. But
what?
What's the alternative?
When before Jared's fight with Corey, Suri was sitting there talking to Mimi. This is weeks ago, and she says, Who's in the?
Okay, Kevin, I found some web results.
Ooh.
Sarah.
Hey Google, go to bed.
She's.
Here's a station just for you.
She says.
We got some music.
There we go. She says. She says to Mimi, "Who's in the 7 deadly sins with us again? It's Jag. It's Blue, Matt, you, me, Felicia. Who's the other person?" And then Mimi says, "I'm not in that." And she's like, "Oh, I don't remember. I don't remember none of these alliances." And then Mimi's like, "Listen, it's fine. I don't care." And she's like, "It's cool. Okay." And it's the fact that like Cerise talks about it openly with her. She doesn't ask, doesn't pry. She does. It makes them seem, like you said, fake and trivial. And she's playing the game because she knows that her alliance has this other stuff going on. She sees them moving throughout the house. She sees them moving, and she's like, "All right, listen, man. As long as I'm the one that's like in the know as much as I need to know, I'm good to go."
And she's not a target. Like
Correct.
Nobody's coming for her, right?
That's the thing.
And
She's
to
been
me,
on the
that
right
kind of-
side of the vote every time, and she's never touched the block, so she trusts them.
Yep.
Well, look, my thing about I'm happy we're talking about Mimi because I love her. I just want to see her do something before it's too late, where she doesn't have a story to tell.
She's doing something. She's playing.
Yeah.
I wanted to make some moves. Okay.
Yeah, you want to expose herself and then get taken out?
No.
That's what I'm hearing.
Like, no. I want her to, at some point when the time is right, make some moves because I would be playing a Mimi game. Okay, that's what I would do my best to play.
I don't think you would.
I'll be quiet.
I think the game
you think
you
I'd
would
be playing
play?
a Jared game?
No, you BB 11. You'd be playing a Daniel C game. You'd be hanging out, and then like after a little while, and like it'd be a short while, you'd be like, "Why is nothing happening? I'm ready to make something happen." And then you would jump in and start playing hard.
But exactly. So that's what Mimi's gonna do. Hopefully, you're right. I would play a Daniel C game and get to the end.
So
let's talk about this fight.
This fight is interesting because in this fight we have several things happening. One of the main things happening is that Felicia is saying, you two will let my ass out there and send my ass home. And then as you see, she has all the right information because she's been talking to Corey this week. She's been talking to America this week. She's been getting all the right intel about what happened. In fact, Mimi, she asked Mimi, like, what happened with the vote? And Mimi's like, go talk to Corey. He'll tell you everything. And Corey filled her completely in on how they were trying to flip it to keep her, and Jared and Sari were trying to send her home. So when she's having this conversation, they don't know that Felicia has all this information because Jared had a terrible HOH where he didn't actually check up on his people. He didn't check in to see what was going on. He didn't fix anything.
He was busy playing with Blue.
And that's the thing, though. He wasn't even that busy playing with Blue. He was busy just thinking that he was fine and like not checking in on stuff and trying to use the HOH effectively. So when he is out here just doing whatever, just living, Felicia has all this information. So in this fight, she like comes to them because as we saw during the vote, Cerie's thinking, I got 3 votes right here. Me, Felicia, Mimi. All we got to do is get Bowie. And she's like, Bowie, you doing this? And Bowie's like, everyone's voting out Jared. And she's like, how's everyone? I'm looking around and I see the numbers.
Yeah, the 4 of us are the majority. 4 7.
It's 4. It's 4 to 3. We right good right here. And they're like, everybody's voting out Jared. And Mimi's like, everyone's voting out Jared. Wait a minute. So you two are voting out Jared too?
Yep.
Yes.
Yeah. I mean, we're all voting out Jared. That's kind of how things are going right now. What do you mean? Where did this come from? Because I could have clocked this had I known that everything I was saying was getting leaked. I could have clocked this had I known that everything that was going on, all the work I was doing wasn't working because my son was going against me and stopping this from working. But here we are. It's too late. It's the 11th hour. So when it gets to this fight, Cerie's big mad because she has what just happened in this vote. Jared's coming at Felicia brand new as if he didn't do anything to get them here, which he did. And Felicia's coming back with the same heat because she's like,
she's right.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, y'all tried to take the first shot. Y'all missed. Yeah. I hit. That's the difference.
The one thing, though, I would say about this is, and you'll know more because you have spoilers and you see what's going on, but like, I don't think this is irreparable. And maybe I'm wrong because I don't know where else Felicia goes.
Mm-hmm.
Like, what is Felicia's path to the end unless Cirie is around, unless Mimi is around? Like, it's not like she's automatically going to be besties with Jag and America and with Cor. Like she has no path. She has no other choice. She's not well positioned right now. So I don't think there's any other way but to make up with Mama Cirie.
So a lot of people don't understand that in the Black community, this fight can happen. And then we could be A-okay.
I don't think that's a Black community thing. I think it's every family.
Yeah.
Am I wrong?
Like, they're not family members, though. But, like, this fight, like you said,
this is a different season. Like, they are family.
And like you said, it's not irreparable. And that's the thing. Like, this fight needed to happen. Because this fight happened in the way it does. It allows them.
It didn't actually feel like much of a fight.
I felt like it was a knockdown, drag out, at least between Felicia and Jared.
I did not feel that at all. It felt
it
felt like a family brawl. Like that. Like it happens. Nobody threw their cap in the air like that boat thing.
Like in the Montgomery, Alabama fight.
Nobody did that.
I think that
they talked with each other, and then they probably hugged after and had dinner.
I think because of how Jared came at Felicia felt a certain kind of way about it, especially because she was the target, a week prior. And I think that Cirie piping in did not help.
No. And look, Felicia was also stewing on this for a week.
Yeah.
Like it's hard.
Correct.
Right?
We next get Jared going at Blue. And he decides to tell her, how did you not tell me what's going on with this? She did, bro. She told you several times. But like, you didn't believe her because you told her that she didn't know what she was talking about. And she didn't explicitly say, bro, you're going up. But she alluded to it. And this on the feeds was a lot longer and a lot more. And we see here where she's like, what's up with our personal relationship? And Jared's like, this is still fresh. We'll see where that goes. It's if you do come back in the house, man, you need allies. You can't just yes, everyone got you. But like, you're not even mad at the people that got you. Who sat next to you on the block?
Yeah.
Like, she didn't vote for you.
She is the least culpable here.
Yeah.
She tried to warn you. You didn't want to listen. She couldn't vote to save you. Because if the only way she could have saved you was by getting voted out. And why is she going to sacrifice her game for you?
Never.
She can't. She can't do that.
She shouldn't. And she's not a big enough of a target. Like, I'm sorry. Like, he made his bed. He made his bed. That's it. Yeah. Sometimes you lose these games.
So as you said, she wants. They know that someone's coming back. There's going to be a competition for somebody to come back. And Cameron's doing his best to be on his best behavior, which is really good. While he's being on his best behavior, you hear them talking. They're like, if someone's coming back, we'd rather Cam come back because we sent Jared home. Jared sent Cam home, as far as we're concerned.
Yeah. We
Jared
just voted the way he asked.
Yeah. And with them having those feelings, Jared, even if he gets back in the house, he's not in a good spot if he gets back in the house. But we get a competition. There's going to be another transmission. There will be no HOH this week. There'll be no veto this week. There'll be no have-nots, no nothing. Everybody's chilling for a week while these two do a competition over like 3 days while we figure out who's going to win to then play at another competition.
So since there was no HOH this week, did Corey get to use the room for the week?
Ooh.
No. I don't know that the room is like locked, but Corey's like, I'm not the HOH. He got his HOH stuff downstairs at the kitchen table. They gave him a picture from home. Yeah. He got some nacho Lunchables.
Was there a picture of Zach Wertenberger?
Yeah, Zach was in the picture. It was his family. And they were like, oh, yeah, everybody knows. Everybody knows. And everybody was like, "Oh, that guy! I remember him.
I remember him for 10 seconds.
Yeah.
The guy
Before
that talked
though,
himself out of the game by being paranoid.
they didn't know who he was before that, though. They're like, I don't know that. But then now they're like, oh, that's his brother. Okay. So we get the first part of the competition. I like the fact that they did this competition in stages, even though it's one competition.
Yeah, me too.
Yeah.
They've never done something like this.
Right. And I like that they did it over like days. Like it wasn't like round one and then set up for round two. It was round one, go inside. So we'll see you in the morning.
So they said it was 24 hours. So I assume that they did it probably 10, 11 o'clock Pacific, night one. And then right after wake up call, day two. And then it was still sunlight. So probably 5 o'clock.
Regular veto time.
Yeah.
Yeah, day three. And so we get parts 1 and part 2. I like that the concept of you got to get 30 of these things. Round 1 ends in a dead heat of both of them at 7. Round 2, Jared adjusts the strategy to try to go faster, but it ends up him spilling them all.
Crash and burn.
And Cameron comments that, I'm not looking over there to see what's going on, but his cheering section's letting me know whenever he's dropping the thing.
You mean his mother?
Well, his mother
Blue.
and Blue and Felicia and Mimi. Because, like I said, things got straightened out. And Cameron decides that during one of the breaks that he wants to align with Matt and Jag if he gets back in the house, because that's the move that's going to help him get further. And I think it's a good idea.
Oh, he has no other choice. I don't know if they're going to align with him. Like, they'll keep him around. But
I don't know that he doesn't have any other choice.
Well, where's he going to go? Like, unless Suri wakes up and says, "Come over here, baby." Like
Suri and the mamas. He can run Suri and the mamas.
I agree. Like, I 100% agree. In fact, I think that's the only move Suri has right now. Right?
If she goes to Cameron and say, "Let me be the brains, you be the brawn. Let's work this out," they would be in a great spot.
Yeah.
I don't know if she would say it like that. I think that he has an ego. He doesn't want to hear that he has no brains. But yeah, something like that.
So at the end of the day, we end the episode with them playing part 3 and Jared's far behind. After part 2, Jared's far behind. Episode ends on this cliffhanger. There is no Wednesday episode. So we're going to be finding this out live on Thursday, what's going to happen. Interesting week. Interesting follow-up to the episode, because by them not having things in the house, there's usually not really gameplay, right? But that's why I want to get into spoilers. We're getting spoilers a little bit early right now, because they have been playing the game still, and I want to catch you guys up with where we're at in this game. So,
spoiler alert.
Hitting the spoilers now. If you're getting up out of here, thank you for joining us live. And don't want to hear any spoilers what happens. Thank you for joining us live. We'll be back on the Thursday night to go over.
We'll be back tomorrow night for Survivor Cast Assessment.
Yes, we'll be back on Thursday night to go over
Shut up, Sheldon.
Who comes back in the house. So catch us then. Make sure you put some comments. If you're sticking around, put some comments in the chat, because we would love to talk to you guys. And I want to break down what's going on. You can find me at KG Fury. You can find CJ at Keyboard Starcasm.
You can find me at KG Fury too.
You can find Sheldon right here every week. Also, join us tomorrow, because we will be doing a Survivor cast assessment and draft to see who is going to be the winner of Survivor 45. So join us tomorrow for that. So get into spoilers. Get up out of here. Got 10 seconds, because we're going to talk about this, because I want to get into this. So here we go. CJ.
Man, I thought they'd never leave.
I know you didn't, but here they are.
Person join us.
That's the time. So here's the situation, right? Cameron wins part 3 of the get back in competition, the zombie competition. So Cameron will be choosing who plays in the competition on Thursday, and Cameron plans to be the one to play in the competition. So there's a high likelihood that Jared does not get back in this game. In the likelihood that he doesn't, Cameron and Jared had a conversation the same night that they got back in the house. And Cameron's like, look, man, we're not playing against each other. Like, we need to be playing together.
Yep.
And the reason we need to play together is because whatever you got, like, I want whoever comes back to do well. Because only one of us is coming back. And he's right. There is no social situation at this time.
Yeah.
There's no social game right here because there's not a vote. They're just someone's just getting in.
And realistically, the two of them should be approaching house guests throughout the week and saying, we want to work with you. Whichever one of us is left wants to work with you, because they should be looking at working with the same people.
And that conversation did happen with Suri.
Yes.
Cameron is, I was talking to Jared about, we need to work together. Suri walks in the room. She says, my 2 zombies. I'm basically a zombie in here. I'm by myself. And Jared says, if you get in, Cameron, you got to work with Mama Suri. And Cameron says, I'm down because I don't have nobody else. Everybody voted me out. I can't trust none of these people. And he's like, yeah. After Cameron does well in part 2 of the competition, he talks to Matt and Jag, and he's like, I want to work with you guys. They're like, cool. So Cameron's trying to put himself in a spot to be in the middle, but he's telling Matt and Jag that their number 1 target should be Felicia, then Corey. He's telling Suri he wants to go after Corey.
Yeah.
He has told Matt and Jag that America is nothing. She's not dangerous after nothing. Corey's gone.
Nothing.
Corey's the smartest guy in the house. He's got to be the one to go.
He might be the smartest guy in the house. He's not the smartest person in the house.
But this is how Cameron sees it. And so when you said, Sheldon, earlier in this episode that he could work with Cameron, Corey wants Cameron back in this house, he could work with Corey. He has no intentions of working with Corey. Certainly. He wants Corey gone. He wants Matt and Jag to help him do it. In addition, as we saw in the episode and we saw in on the feeds, Matt is continuing to to repair his relationship with Suri. So Matt's going to be in a good spot after this.
Yep.
Also, Sheldon, with Jared gone, Suri has fallen down to most people's list. America, if she wins, she would put up Suri and Felicia. But Suri and Cameron is who she said she would put up. Corey said he would put up Suri and Cameron. Jag and Matt say they would put up Corey and Cameron if they were to win. Blue would put up Corey and Cameron. Felicia and Mimi would put up Corey and America. So both of them. And then Bowie Jane, who knows what she's gonna do. But
who? So basically what I'm hearing is there's going to be a lot of people who better try to not win HOH. That's what I'm hearing. Because there's no reason for Matt to win an HOH in the next week. Zero. Correct. It puts him in a horrible situation. He better not win. No reason for Bowie Jane to win. No reason for Mimi to win. Like, there's a whole group of people that do not want to win the next HOH if they are smart. Jag should not win anything.
Correct. Another thing that happened, Sheldon, CJ, I don't know if you know this either. Corey sat down with Suri and told her everything of how they got here. How Jared made him feel. Everything Jared said to him while she was in the kayak. If you look online, there's faces galore. Because she's like,
nobody wants to hear that about her child.
Because these are all new news items. Because just the night before, she was like, Izzy, how did we get here? Izzy got us here? And Jared's like, yeah, man, Izzy was messy as fuck. And then she hears this from Corey the next day, and she's like, Oh, not Izzy.
It was not
Izzy's
Izzy.
not.
Yeah.
And Izzy's not why we're here.
What-
It's because
what-
of what Jared did.
What's the benefit of Corey spilling?
Because he wants to take the spot that Jared was holding.
No,
But
he wants to
why?
take the spot that Sari was holding.
What do you mean?
He wants to be
He
calling
wants to
the
be
shots.
good with everyone and
Yeah.
deciding who goes home. He's already kind of there. He's like right next to Power. He's right next.
Yeah,
to
the last time we saw what happened is he went home, then Jerry would like that's a dangerous spot for Corey to be.
It's only dangerous if you misplay it, and Jared misplayed it. He doesn't have a Jared.
Yeah, but I don't know. It's still dangerous.
Sari was in charge for like 6 weeks.
Agreed.
Yep.
Agreed.
And she would have continued. Like they were keeping Izzy until Jared. Like if they were keeping Izzy, Izzy was so she would have maintained the control we're talking about
Until Jared went full Jared.
Yeah.
I don't want to.
But like that, and so like that spot was not a bad spot to be in. It's one you would want.
Yeah. I have a question. BB asked something in the chat. Is this season losing momentum and losing viewers? I don't know about the viewer part, but the last few weeks have been predictable, and maybe without Sari controlling everything, a little bit different of a game. I don't know. It doesn't feel as exciting as it did the first month and a half.
Izzy made a lot of things happen. Izzy's chaoticness, if you will, her chaos, but her just trying to look at all the sides, and Sari trusting her 1000%, because why couldn't she if she has her biggest secret? Why can't I trust her with the little secrets?
Yeah.
Like these things that have happened with Jared telling Blue everything that Sari was doing, even though Jared didn't tell Blue everything that was going on that he was doing. These things, she would have had these conversations with Izzy. These are talks she would have had with Izzy. And Izzy would have been able to first help assess and then figure the things out with her.
Izzy's the best son she never had.
Correct.
Like
Izzy was the best daughter she ever had.
Yeah.
She never had. Matt's the best son she doesn't have. So that is the thing, because she's gotten back in with Matt as well. So BB asking in the chat, how is Corey next to Power if so many people still want him on the block? It's not so many people. It is Sari, Mimi, and Felicia, because Sari has done a good job of bringing them back in, and Cameron.
So that's half the house.
Just Cameron. This is just Cameron now.
That's
So in
half the
reality,
house,
it's, but that's the thing though. It's Sari and Cameron, right? Sari and Cameron are the two people.
Yeah.
Sari has good influence, but it's Sari and Cameron. If Sari doesn't push Corey, Felicia and Mimi are not looking at Corey either.
Nope.
Yeah, but that's not what Sari was in, where nobody was looking at her at all. Like it is a bit more of a vulnerable situation. Like there's no doubt about it. The difficulty is there's only one of those two people that could actually win an HOH, and that's Cameron. Right? So it makes it a little bit more complicated. Like, I don't think that, like, to me, I think America's in the far better position right now than Corey is, because Corey's the big gun, right? The second Corey's gone, I don't think people are going to look at America the same way either. I don't think they're going to be like, oh gosh, she's now dangerous. They're all underestimating her. They all think that Corey's the brains. I don't.
Well, America can't make things move.
They don't trust her.
And maybe that's true, because it does seem like Corey has been doing the wheeling and dealing, but maybe that's because Corey, it's better for her that Corey does the wheeling and dealing, and she'll take care of the wheeling and dealing later. I don't know.
Izzy couldn't have gone home if Corey didn't make it happen.
Because that's the thing. America has plans, but Corey has to execute them.
Yeah, because she can't. She doesn't have the social cachet. She doesn't have the social currency. They don't believe her. They don't trust her. And that's why the current social currency is so important, because that's how things get done.
Yeah.
And like Jag is full on Corey's side, right? Matt is kind of on Corey's side till Sari stuck around, and he's like, I want to play with Sari. And so when Jared's gone, I can fully play with Sari because I'm mad at Jared.
So may I make a prediction?
Sure.
I don't think Sari's going to win this game.
You said that since the beginning.
But I actually think she's going to lose the game by Matt's hands.
Oh, I think Matt can beat her for sure. I think Matt's the only one that can beat her at this point.
No, I think he's going to get rid of her before he gets the chance of being at the end. I think
if Jerry doesn't get back in the house this week, Sari might be like, just send me home. I don't want to go to Jerry.
She's going to say that, but they're not going to do it. It's not good for most of their games to do that. So they're not going to do it. But one thing that's really interesting about it is that with Cirie getting back in with Matt and working on Felicia and Mimi, what I was saying earlier was that if I thought it would be a great move by Cirie to tell them Jared's their son. And the reason is because so Jared goes home, right? This, if I'm Cirie, this is the move that I do. I'm Cirie. Jared has gone home. So then I immediately talk to Felicia and Mimi, and I pull them in a room. I pull them in a room first, and I say, so I have a secret I need to tell you guys. Yes, Felicia, we were trying to send you home, but this is why. It was never to send you home. I didn't want to send you home specifically. I want to make sure that's clear because I'm not against you. Jared is my son. He's my child. They're going to be shocked by that and be like, yes, that's my son. And me and him obviously were working together all along. But the reason that we were trying to keep Izzy is because Izzy knew from the moment we stepped in the house that Jared was my son. We didn't tell her the secret. It's not like we trusted her over a year or anything like that. She looked at she just knew from looking at my Instagram that was my son. So keeping Izzy, we could not betray Izzy because if we did, she would spill our secret.
But that still makes Felicia feel like crap. Like that still feels like so. First of all,
what choice did we have?
Well, so here's my concern about that, because then Felicia could say there's two options, two outcomes here, two next steps. Felicia says, wow, I trust you. Now we're best friends again. I love you. You're my sister. Or she says, she lied to me with him for 2 months. And now when she needs to, she tells me the truth because she needs me.
How would you get to that point if you do it as soon as Jared's gone? You're not doing this because I'm on the block. I'm not doing this because I could be going home. Jared is gone, so I'm telling you immediately.
I still think it's dangerous. I still think it's dangerous. I'm not necessarily sure, especially if what you're saying.
But okay, Sheldon, let's play it out. You feel the second way. Why do you feel that way? If I told you,
no, I'm not certain. I feel that way, but I think that those are two possible reactions.
So let's play that out. You be that person.
I would feel bad that you didn't tell me for 2 months.
I didn't tell anybody. We didn't tell anybody.
But I would still feel bad that you didn't tell me for 2 months because we were special. We were something that wasn't like nobody else in the house.
So then,
if I don't tell you, as soon as I tell you that Jared is my son, you know that you will never have a final two with me. Now that Jared's gone, you could actually be a final two.
Correct. That's why. Because if I told you, Felicia Sheldon, then you know that final two is Fugazi.
That is the biggest compliment ever.
But that final two is Fugazi because my son's here.
Like, what does the Fugazi mean?
Fake. But at what point do I pick you over my son? Right? Like, so how could you be so mad about that? Just like CJ said. Like, you know that final two is a lie. the one that we made.
Yeah.
Because that's my son. And so, which is why telling them immediately after he's gone is the move. I think then after I talk to the two of them and I recommit to the Brown Sugar Babes, what's left of us, because this is my true alliance. You're the two I've been working with this whole time, and I want to keep working with you guys. I then have a conversation with Matt, and I tell Matt the reason that it hurts so much that you didn't use the veto is because Jared's my son. She's like, wow. And then you explain, like, as you know, me and you have a good dynamic. I love working with you. I want to keep working with you. That's why I'm telling you this. And I'm sharing this with you. I hope you don't share this with other people. I did tell Felicia and Mimi because I had to explain to Felicia why we were trying to vote her out during that week because she's still a little mad at me. I tell Matt that situation. And then lastly, I call Blue into a room and I say, Blue, I don't know if you know this, but Jared's my son. And then she's like, I know.
Yeah, he told me.
And then you're like, cool. So since he told you, and Jared's my son, I think we should do this game together and let's win together. Because she knows Blue has feelings for her son. And that gets her back to that kind of like level, because she's not committed to Blue like she's committed to her son. But Blue would be committed to her like she was committed to Jared, because she's not going to try to screw over her boyfriend's mom.
Yep.
Listen, Kevin, you convinced me. I think you should go play Big Brother.
But I'm saying, like, with those moves, if she and I don't think that I'm not saying that she's not going to do them. I think that's Ceree's smart enough to see that that's kind of what she needs to do. But if you have those 3 conversations, she now has the numbers. And then you continue to tell Cam, let's work together or whatever, then you'll now have an offensive against Corey, America, and Jag.
Yep.
I think so. Maybe. I think the biggest issue that they have right now is winning HOHs, which is I think where Cameron needs to come in.
Right.
Well, we're also hitting the part of the season where not everything is a physical comp.
True.
You're going to have more puzzles. You're going to have more question comps. And those are the ones they can win.
I hope so. I hope we see Mimi step up a bit. I hope we see a few competition wins from her.
Comp wins don't matter, though.
No, it's not about comp wins. It's about power. Because I can see a world where Jag, Corey, and America keep on winning HOHs.
I cannot. I cannot see a world where Corey and America continue to win. There are competitions that are fit for them. But if you saw that, did you not watch the veto? Matt, one step hurdled.
Matt's not going to win. Matt's smart enough to realize that HOH for him is the worst place to be.
Not if Cerie weaponizes him.
I don't think
that's the piece.
He's not. That's not happening. He's smart enough.
I don't think we're getting another hearing comp, so I think Matt's in a pretty good spot.
And another thing that's important is that Blue has already talked to Cerie, told her that she wanted to vote her out over Jared, and because she cares deeply for Jared, and she apologized and she said, if Jared doesn't come back in this game, I'm 100% committed to you. I'm gonna go fake be nice to America because that's what we need to do. And Cerie said, better you than me. And she laughed, and then she said, but I'm gonna go fake be nice to keep us in a good spot, but I am committed to you. Blue's already done that. So by telling her, which is why it's ridiculous that Jared hasn't told her that she knows, because then she could use that and exploit that. Because Jared's out the game.
Yeah.
That Blue connection needs to be transferred. So he needs to transfer it.
Come on. He's not transferring anything.
Well, he's been transferring a lot of fluids.
Whoa.
He's been transferring. Listen, it's the truth.
Is there going to be a PP tape?
So, BB says, who would win OTEV? The person that would win OTEV is someone like Jag or Cameron or Matt. Because Matt is fast. He will align where the things are. He'll have them in one spot. He can go back and get them quickly. Who would win BB Comics? Also Matt. Also a Cameron. They have the, remember you have to like usually hang glide or something and then go and put the stuff in order. Corey's going to be quick with the order, but he's not that physical.
Could you imagine Felicia trying to do BB Comics? Felicia trying to do BB Comics?
She'd time out. I don't think she could hold herself enough times.
I wouldn't be able to hold myself.
You can hold yourself a few times.
Who do you guys think will win OTEF?
I think you're right. I think it'd be one of the guys, or maybe a Mimi or America. The problem with all of the girls, or for all the girls, is I don't know if they can get up the hill fast enough at the end to beat one of the dudes.
I mean, we already saw that they can't, right? Because like in that competition where you had to catch the stuff, those dudes blew them out the water with the speed, and all you had to do was catch the water.
Yeah.
Again, the question isn't though ability. I think it's clear it's one of the guys. Just the way the season worked out. But I think Cameron's going to gun for it every week. I don't believe Matt's going to gun for it every week.
But even having a Cameron's not looking at Cerie.
Sure, 100%. But Cameron can't win every single week. right? So that's the
Well, he
difficulty.
could.
No, he can't. He can't win every single week.
If he wins the veto every week, he's fine.
But my point, but my point is, I don't think people are going to be going for Cameron as much. Like my assumption is, number one target right now, no matter who comes in, is still going to be Cirie. Like I do see Cirie as somebody that they're afraid of. Like they're not going.
They're not.
Hillary.
They're not afraid of Cirie at all.
So who are they going to go against? Felicia?
Cameron. First off, Cameron.
Okay, so sure, Cameron.
Revolving door.
Sure, and then he'll get off OTA. He'll get the veto, and then what?
Yeah.
And
Then
Cirie.
Then a Felicia.
I don't understand the Felicia. I don't get
the people that are coming for Cirie are America, Corey, and Jack. Only the three of them.
Yeah, and they have big chances of winning.
They can't vote and take her out. There are only 3 votes.
Time will tell.
Get the that is
Excuse me?
Get the hell out of here.
Slip and slide
comp.
BBN tells us about the slip and slide comp.
Who wins this competition?
Oh, again, one of the guys. Like this is a guy season, sadly, with these physicals. Like we don't have what's her name, Christmas.
Well, I mean, these guys have been voted out already, which is ridiculous. But I mean, Jack was voted out 10-0. Cameron was voted out 8-0.
Like in the span of 3 weeks, only one person is going to end up leaving. Excuse me.
Yes,
That's
but
horrible.
these guys have all been voted out, and they've been back in the house. It's ridiculous. Those are the main spoilers. Oh, also, America and Corey took a shower together.
With
about that.
Clothing on or off?
I think it was off.
Wow.
It was Corey's birthday, I think.
And was it in the HOH room or the public shower?
Public shower. It was actually really funny. Corey was in the shower. They were in the shower. They were making out. Someone came in. America ducked down. And then
that's not better.
Jack says that there's someone in the bathroom. He's like, yeah, I think America was in there. And then Jack walks to the door and like pulls on it. Obviously, America's not in there. She's like, she's not in here. And then he's like looking at Corey, and Corey's like, oh, I don't know where she went. And then Felicia's like sitting there on the thing because she had walked in there too. And he's like, I wonder where America went. And then like, Corey's like, I don't know where America went. And then he said, you sure you don't know? And then America pops up. And then Felicia's like, oh my gosh. Like, yeah, it was pretty
That
funny.
escalated really quickly. He wasn't going to kiss her for months, and now they went from a kiss to showering?
Sheldon's 22 years old.
You don't have to kiss the shower with someone, Sheldon.
But you're naked. That's pretty intimate.
Is it though?
Well, I'm not telling you all my secrets and what I've done when, but that's for after the podcast.
I mean, his birthday is the 29th, so he's getting a little early birthday present. You know what I'm saying?
What do you think? Okay, I'm not going to ask my question.
Hey, sometimes you just need help washing your back, Sheldon. It happens.
That's why I'm losing weight. Ozempic.
Yeah, so these are the things we got going on. Anything else? Anything else you guys want to talk about?
No, but one thing, I assume that when Cameron gets undead, he's going to get a week of safety and is magically going to make jury. Yes?
No.
What?
No, I don't think so.
You don't think so? I think so.
Kaser wasn't safe.
I don't know. I think they're going to make him safe.
I think if Jared won, he would get a week of safety, but I don't think Cameron will.
Oh, boy. Surrey's gone home then.
I don't. You keep saying that. I don't think so.
I think the reason they were afraid of Cirie was because Cirie had the numbers. When Cirie doesn't have the numbers, she's just another person in the house, and you take care of her whenever you take care of her.
Yeah, but that's ridiculous. Yep. That's absolutely the most ridiculous thing ever. It's Cirie Fields.
I heard a podcast the other day, and it was Heisem, and he was talking. They asked him, "Did you know how dangerous Cirie was?" He's like, "I had no idea really who she was. Like I knew she played Survivor. I didn't know how good she was." And then I've now seen and since we should have got rid of her immediately.
Yeah.
Oh shit, Sherlock. This is a doctor telling us.
The people that know how good she is. Corey, Matt. America doesn't know how good she is.
No.
Then
what's Corey doing?
When Jared also doesn't know how good she is.
Corey is targeting Cirie.
Fugazi.
It's true truth. It's truth. It's ridiculous, but it is what it is. Lastly, B Bean said, "What's the best and worst case for the next HOH?" Well, first off, Corey keeps asking, "Can he play the next HOH?" And the diver won't tell him. So, that's fun. But he probably shouldn't be able to play the next HOH, in my opinion, because
he's the outgoing HOH.
Yes, that's just how that is.
Yeah.
There was no reset, so he shouldn't be able to play. That's just my opinion. It's not like Jared didn't get to play in that questions comp, knowing that Cameron was going to come back in the game, so he shouldn't get the chance here either. I'm sure Sheldon, who's a Suri hater, feels like that. Of course, Corey should get a shot to play the next HOH, so you can take out Suri.
Yeah, I want Jared to take out Suri too.
Jared's gone. Who do you guys think? What's the moves? Who's the best case for the next HOH for what you want to happen, CJ?
Best case next HOH, Bowie.
Okay,
it's just chaos.
Yeah.
Because as someone who's floated through the game, Bowie would finally be in a position of power to pick a side and shape the rest of the game. This would be a very important HOH for her to win, because then you can kind of see where the pieces have fallen after everything being blown up the last couple of weeks. Worst case HOH, probably either America or Cameron.
I think a Cameron HOH would be terrible, because I don't know what would happen at all, even as the week is going. He might put up Felicia and Corey. I think he puts up Felicia and Corey next to each other and says, "Chaos, y'all choose."
Yeah, but that's dumb. Well, that would be ridiculous if he did it. He needs to actually use his HOH this time. My best case from an entertainment perspective, HOH, is Matt accidentally wins the HOH, not wanting to do it, and then has to show his cards.
I don't think Matt's not trying to win HOH. I just think he hasn't won one.
The man's in the middle. Why is your favorite thing just making people play poorly?
No, it's not about playing poorly. My favorite thing is watching some entertainment. Now, I would say, like, the easy out is he puts up Mimi and Bowie. Like, now is probably the time.
But you want him to win HOH and then have to choose a side instead of continually masterfully playing the middle.
No, I'm saying I prefaced it with I want entertainment. What I want.
CJ, did this man not say the most entertaining HOH would be Matt, so he has to pick a side? Didn't he say those words?
Yes, because that would be entertaining. But what I would suggest for him to do is don't win, run the hell away, vote where the house is going, continue being friends with everybody, and put that beautiful smile.
But for your entertainment, you want him to have to then blow up his own game.
No. For our
CJ, am I hearing this differently?
No, I don't. I think you want to hear this differently. And you know what? It's time to go to bed.
CJ, tell me what he said. Maybe I'm missing it.
What he said was,
for entertainment
he
purposes,
wants Matt to win HOH. And then I tuned out because I don't know from
We're done. We're done. Throw it out of here.
Okay, guys. So with that, we're getting up out of here. Join us tomorrow if you're a Survivor fan.
Yeah.
We're going to be going over the Survivor 45 cast and doing a cast assessment. And then join us back here on Thursday night as we recap the episode. Who comes back in the house? What happens after that? We shall see. But coming to you from outside of the Big Brother house.
We are.
That's your ass, boy. Good night.
We are all not in the house. We are outside. I love it.